Hey everyone, I wasn't planning on recording any light overheat videos while I'm away on vacation, but I stopped here by Blue Ocean Brewing where I'm going to be doing a book event coming up, and I started thinking about this whole issue of our political climate with former President Trump being shot this past Saturday and what I might have to say about it. I don't, think it's principally a gun issue. I think it's more a cultural and political issue, although some people, of course, will want to make it a gun issue. But I was thinking of what I have to say about the topic, and I realized that the conclusion of my book really gives my thoughts on where we're at and what needs to be done. So let me just read a little bit from the conclusion to Gun Curious, and I'll edit it a little bit to take reference to guns out, because again, I think we're not really facing a gun situation so much as we're facing a kind of political situation. So let me read here from the very last couple of paragraphs of the book. We need to get out of our echo chambers. A robust democracy in America depends on the willingness of people across the political spectrum to approach each other with civic grace, which allows us to embrace each other as equal citizens and fellow humans despite our differences. And I think this is key, again, not just on the issue of guns, but on every issue. We need to see each other as fellow humans and fellow citizens, not as enemies, not as us and them. We can disagree with each other about political priorities, about the ways that we should achieve ends that we may hold in common or ends that we have difference about. But the key is always to have that feeling of respect. Regardless of your point of view, you need to see fellow Americans as citizens. And if we start to do that, then I think we have some hope for the future. And I think the best way to achieve that really is, again, get out of our echo chambers, get out into the real world, interact with people who differ from you. And this was one of the main benefits I derived from my time wandering around gun culture, where I interacted with lots of people who I would have not otherwise interacted with, people who had very different political, cultural, ideological backgrounds from mine, certainly demographic differences. And many of those people that I met in my journey, I have respect for as fellow citizens. And some of them I even would consider friends, and that was a big lesson for me through this project. And I think the biggest lesson I learned in my time in gun culture, and it's a lesson I think that we can all take to heart if we want to have a better political and cultural climate in this country. Now, of course, there are many people out there who have no interest in that, and if you have no interest in that, then obviously my point of view is of no value to you. But for those of you who are frustrated and want things to be better, get out of your echo chambers, go talk to people in real life, get off of your computer, stop doom scrolling, walk out into society and interact with people who differ from you, and you may find that you have a lot more in common than you might think. That's my 2 cents worth on a terrible situation. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for those of you who pay attention to what I have to say. I hope it's of some benefit to you.